Matthew Guy has made a comeback as Victorian Opposition Leader after a successful spill motion. He was elected unopposed after Michael O'Brien decided not to contest the leadership ballot.
The writing was on the wall when Michael O'Brien arrived at Liberal HQ alone, while Matthew Guy had an entourage.
Are you feeling confident?
No. Well, give us an hour or so and we'll let you know, OK?
Others kept their cards close to their chest.
That's a matter for the party room.
And we should all be getting on with it.
Is this not helping, Brad?
But 15 minutes was all it took for Michael O'Brien to be toppled after he decided not to contest the ballot.
The way I saw it, there was basically a decision to be made. You either give up your job or you give up your integrity.
New leader Matthew Guy wasted no time making his pitch to the public.
We should be focused on unifying our state.
And hit the airwaves with new Deputy David Southwick.
I want to give this state a plan to do something different to come out of COVID better.
Mr Guy's promotion comes less than 3 years after he led the party to an embarrassing defeat at the 2018 election.
A lot of politicians are better politicians because they've had an election loss. They've experienced that humility that it does give you.
Matthew doesn't need me to congratulate him on being elected to lead his party. He's done it before. He knows exactly how much of an honour it is.
And in question time,
I'm now the leader of the opposition.
The new leader avoided the Premier, instead aiming fire at the Health Minister.
Minister, when will you release the medical justification that has kids locked out of classrooms with no specific date to return to school? How many children caught COVID-19 at playgrounds, leading to government advice that playgrounds should be closed?
Today's spill saw even loyal supporters of Michael O'Brien turn on him in an attempt to put leadership tensions to bed and unify the party. Already Matthew Guy has pledged a more positive approach and promised Victorians they have a choice at the next election.
There are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Victorians who are aching for the next election to be a contest.
That contest is 14 months away. Bridget Rollison, ABC News, Melbourne.
Victoria's political reporter Richard Willingham joins me now from Melbourne. Richard, the election is still some time away, as we just heard. Labor is in a solid position. Would you expect the return of Matthew Guy to cut through in any way?
Well, look, that's the big hope from Matthew Guy's Liberal colleagues who have returned him. One of the big criticisms of Michael O'Brien over the last, a year has been that he's failed to cut through and failed to land any blows on Daniel Andrews throughout this pandemic. Now, a lot of this leadership challenge and spill has actually been about internal pressures. There's been a very divided party room. Matthew Guy, though, much more popular. And he brings with him, a lot more savvy media persona. And he's got experience, although he did lead the opposition between 2014 to 2018, where he was absolutely walloped in that election by Daniel Andrews. He says he's learnt from those mistakes of that campaign. That campaign in 2018 was very much a negative campaign and a lot of campaign of fear around crime. Now, 2018, things were quite rosy in Victoria. 2022 is shaping up to be much different, and it may actually suit Matthew Guy's style a bit more. He's going to be up against one of the more formidable politicians in this country. Daniel Andrews, whether you love him or loathe him, is a very, very savvy politician, as we've seen. So the challenge is there for the opposition. They've got to make up a lot of ground, but they're hoping that Matthew Guy, his style, he may sort of appeal more to the people who are very angry about lockdown. This election next year, though, is going to be decided on the recovery from COVID and just how long we're going to be stuck in lockdown and how many businesses and families can recover.